Triad 3 is cardiopulmonary neurovascular. And what this is about is it's not just about, oh, are your lipids bad or good, although that's important because when you're making bad actor lipids like more oxidized LDL or apolipoprotein B or lipoprotein little a, yes, that shows that you've got more cardiovascular risk in the future. But in the short term, what that means is that you're triggering metaflammation. Metabolic inflammation leads to inflam aging. Metaflammation is that global phenomena that your body's just operating too hot. There's no homeostasis and repair, and your lipids are at the middle of that. So really understanding what's going on. Now, in addition to that, you have to think of things like blood pressure. Where's your blood pressure at? Is it too high? Is it too low? What's your blood pressure in the morning and what's your blood pressure at night? Because you should have a dip in your blood pressure because at night you're supposed to have less stress hormones coursing through your body, right? So blood pressure is important. And then things like resting heart rate. Where is your resting heart rate at? Where is your 2-minute heart rate recovery at? What is your heart rate variability like? Those are key aspects of cardiopulmonary neurovascular because what that's doing, it's dictating where your microcapillaries health are at. The better you perfuse blood into your organs and tissues, the better you can get rid of the lactate and reduce the ischemia that occurs after exercise, right? And so what they find is that people that train really hard and they gain a lot of lean mass, you can start to compress some of those microcapillaries. So you got to work at continually expanding those microcapillaries. And then in addition to that, people that get really sick have a disruption in their microcapillaries. That microcapillary status, super important. And you got to realize if your resting heart rate for people listening, for every 4 points over 62, it starts to confer an increased risk of cardiac issues over the long haul, right? So there's an ideal space that you want to be in, and that 2-minute heart rate recovery time is really important because it's showing flexibility of your vagus nervous system, your parasympathetic tone to allow those arteries to expand and contract where appropriate. So it's all about, well, am I setting up plaquing through those advanced lipid markers? Where is my neurovascular network at? Do I have good peripheral blood flow? It's why everybody's using Normatec boots now, right? Part of their recovery to get that blood flow back in the lower limbs. And then, I think the other piece is when you get under stress and your cortisol's high and you're sympathetic dominant, that diaphragm comes up and now you're shallow breathing, and that's going to alter your carbon dioxide, right? Which is going to end up creating problems for you, not just for performance, but just also in general. You end up loading up more lactic acid and you don't get good deep oxygenation. So we call triad 3 a triad of endurance and stamina, right? Because with oxygen, you can create stamina. So real important to understand that you really need to focus on getting that blood flow going, not just in exercise, but that's a part of the recovery process, and it's a part of your general health.